losing a parent is not easy. It is tough sometimes. When you worked so hard and you feel like nothing is going your way, but you just keep pushing and keep driving, everything will work out in the end. Don't stop trying. Don't give up. The future you will thank you for not giving up.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Highest Version Podcast. I'm your host, Randy Philibong, and on this podcast, we talk about falling in love with the process of getting better every day, becoming the highest version of ourselves. Today's guest is Peter Lorn. He is an OG member of the global-based dance group Strive for Change Lifestyle, and you may have seen some of our past guests, including Nalin, Charlie, and Vatana, who is also part of that group as well. Growing up in Lowell, where he had a couple of family implications that has shaped him to be the man and father that he is today. As a father of two, he hopes to give his children a childhood to remember and pushing them to be the best version of themselves. So let's welcome Peter to the pod. What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you so much.
Of course.
How you feeling? How you doing?
I'm good. I am great, man. Living, just, getting through it.
Yeah. I mean, that's all we can do, right?
Yes,
Getting
sir.
through it.
Yes, sir.
So before, we get into questions today, I want to feature the Funko Pop of the episode, and that is Steve Urkel. And the reason why I picked Steve Urkel is because you both have glasses. No, I'm just kidding. So when we think of Steve Urkel as a character, obviously he's nerd, like his big aura is like nerdy, but like I think to the core, like he's such a very loving, kind, and nice person. He just really wants to help, even though he's a did I do that kind of person. And then when you think about his alter ego, Stefan, right?
Oh man.
So like it's like that cool side. It's like when you dance, and like Stefan's also funny too. So it's just like I'd put those two personalities as you in a nutshell, basically. Yeah. So kind of get your thoughts about how do you feel with the Steve Urkel reference?
It's funny because like growing up, I've gotten that reference.
Like, really?
Yeah. It's like, dude, you're like Steve Urkel, man. You got like that funny nerdy side.
Yeah.
And then, but like, it's like, oh, but when it's time to like dance and you turn on that switch, like, dude, you're like the alter ego. I'm like, oh, dude, I could see that. I could totally see that.
That's so
like,
crazy.
Yeah.
I did not think that would ever come as a coincidence.
That was funny because like when I saw you bring it down, I was like, oh, dude, did he really just bring out Steve Urkel? I was like, oh, dude, that's hilarious.
Well, I'm happy that I can make that connection because at first I was like, damn, am I really stretching this far? All right, man. So let's get into the questions. Starting off here, and I think it's starting off really deep. Offline, you mentioned that you lost your mom at a very young age, and that your dad wasn't really around when you were growing up. So can you talk about, just that experience and how that has shaped you to be the person you are today?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, my mom passed away when I was 7. She passed away from cancer. So, and then my dad wasn't around at all, even from when I was like really, really young. So I guess growing up, without parents, it was like my older sister. She was pretty much helping raise me, my younger brother, and then I have a second oldest sister. So it was literally just us 4. So we didn't have grandparents. We didn't have aunts and uncles here in the States. So literally just the 4 of us, and growing up, it was, at age 7, you don't know how to process the loss of a parent because I didn't know. I didn't understand it fully, I think the scope of what just happened. And, God bless my sisters for being there and for me and my little brother. But I think since me and my little brother were so young when it happened, I do remember there was a time at the house that we were living in. They brought us into the room. They're like, hey, we got to talk to you guys. Like, hey, mom's not feeling too well. It could be any day now. But I think for some reason that just stuck in my head all these years as like a core moment. Yeah. But at that moment, I didn't understand. Like she's sick. Like, doesn't that mean like she'll get better? Like, we all get sick.
Right.
I'm sick with a cough, a flu, whatever. And then I didn't understand it at that moment, And then I think seeing her in the hospital, I was just like, oh, like this is different. Like usually when I'm sick, or one of us is sick, we'll stay home from school.
Yeah.
Kick it, watch some Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
Just like relax on the couch, kind of sickness. But being in the hospital, I was just like, this is different. Like, I don't understand why, but this is different from like if you and I were sick,
Right.
and it really hit home when um, they let her come home. But like those hospice,
Yeah.
so you got like the hospital bed at home.
Mm-hmm.
Nurses would come in daily, check up on her, and I just just seeing my mom like that, I was just like, oh, you're home, so does that mean you're getting better? So I think in that moment I was like, all right, cool, mom's home, like, all right, she's gonna get better. And then it was just the one time where she just passed away. And then I think it was like at that point it was just a blur. After, like, everything after that was just kind of a blur. And then all I remember was like, we're at the funeral home having the service, and then I just remember just standing like at the entrance with my family and like our friends and stuff, and just everyone coming up to you just saying, hey, I'm so sorry. But like for me, it was just like it didn't hit like until like way later.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of numb at that point. Like, it was just more just like empty words, just coming in, hey, I'm so sorry, giving hugs to random strangers. I'm just like, this is weird, like surreal,
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when, so we had her cremated. So obviously after the service, we went to get her cremated. And then another like key core moment that I remember was just like, it was just me, my sisters, and brother. Obviously my brother's too young to, he was just, he was like 4, or 3, whatever. I remember I remember them putting my mom in, shutting the door, and then they just hit the button, and then I just remember us 4 just in a circle, like my sisters were like crying, and I was just like just standing there, just don't know what to feel, I'm just like, am I supposed to be sad? I was like, why are they crying? And it's like, obviously there's nothing I can do. Like, I'm 7. I'm just trying to process everything myself. And I was just like, this is weird. This is a weird feeling. 7 years old, you don't know what to feel. Like, it's just, it was tough.
Yeah.
And then it just, I remember like after that, just didn't know what to feel, what to think.
Right.
And I remember like, since I was so young, I know my sisters told me like later on that they had guidance counselors, or like from my school.
Yeah.
They would have someone come by to like actually check up on me. But I didn't realize that, because I would just, some time has gone by since that, and then I'll just be like playing outside, and then my sister would be like, oh, hey, this is Miss so-and-so from your school. She's like, oh, she just came by to say what's up or say hello and play with you for a little bit. So, I mean, at that time I was just like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, I got somebody to play with.
Right.
But I didn't realize, like, now, like, looking back at it, it's just like they're checking up on, like, how's the kid doing, just make sure everything's okay, make sure they're not having any, like, what's their thoughts, or their thought process. I didn't realize that until like later on in life. I was older. I was like, oh man, like, they really, really want to make sure they take care of the kids, especially out of a traumatic event like that.
Yeah.
The loss of a parent, So I think looking back at it, it definitely has been a big effect on who I've been growing up, or how I try to be even towards my kids.
Yeah.
Because losing a parent is not easy.
No.
For nobody, and it's tough mentally, physically, and I just want to give my kids like the best life that they can have, because something I didn't have, growing up, because no parents, God bless my sister for raising us the way she did, because she sacrificed a lot. to help raise us in the absence of my mom, and obviously I didn't have a dad. So her stepping into that role, I have nothing but respect for her. Like absolutely, like I love her to death. You know?
Yeah.
And I think growing up, you don't notice it as much as when you're a kid, like how much they sacrifice. You know, like the stuff she's had to do. She got originally when my mom passed away, she had just finished high school and she got to her dream college. And then when my mom got sick, you know, she ended up leaving, transferring to UMass Lowell, which is closer to home,
Right.
just so she can be in, you know, closer to my mom while she was sick. And then my second sister was in, I believe, in high school or like just started high school. And so she, you know, was still a kid herself.
Yeah.
So it's like now my oldest sister is kind of taking on that role of like, okay, I'm the oldest. Now I gotta step up and do what I gotta do for the family. And dude, I have nothing but respect for her, man.
Yeah.
I know I took her for granted growing up because, you know.
Yeah, you're a young kid. It happens all the time.
It happens all
the
time. You know? Like looking back at it, I'm like, dang, should I have been that little asshole?
Yeah.
Should I have just like cleaned up my room a little more? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I think looking back at it now, the amount of love and respect I have for her, dude.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's a lot to process. Was there ever a time where you were like, where your loss of your mom like finally hit you and you started crying and like hitting all that sadness kind of sense?
I'm trying to see. I mean, I've had those moments like maybe like sporadically.
Yeah, of course.
Because like there are times where I'll just like I'll be like driving home from work and I'll just be like, shit. Like, damn, mom, like I miss you, you know. Or other times where like just looking at my kids and I'm just like, damn, you know, I wish grandma can see you. Sorry.
No, it's okay, man.
But I know that she's like proud of me, of all of us, my brothers and sisters, how far we've come, for sure. You know, and it's tough sometimes, but what can you do? You gotta just keep going, you know.
I mean, the best thing that you can do is obviously you're doing it now, just like giving the best as a parent for your kids and telling stories of what you do. Remember with, you know, your mom and telling your kids how that was. And, you know, obviously your kids are young now, so they're still like, oh, like everything's like, you know, rainbows and sunshine. But I know you'll probably have a conversation with them like, here's how daddy grew up.
Yep.
And hey, let me get you a tissue on the side. Yeah, I got you. I know it's very deep to start in the very first question.
That's good. No, it's good. It's good.
This is what it's. I mean, this is what the pod is for. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know what it's like, and I can't say I can resonate in that sort of sense. But I mean, the power that you and your sisters had to go through growing up, and you know, obviously you mentioned like, you know, being like a little shithead to your sister, but it's like these kind of moments in life where shows you what being grateful actually means.
For sure.
And I know my Michelle's brother-in-law, he lost his mom and sister at an age where he was able to like, he remembers it specifically, and he's a past guest. His name's Zach, and he saw his, you know, sister literally like, you know, like just die in his arms. And all that to say is just like hearing about these experiences makes me always think about my parents and how I took them for granted too. At a, you know, high school level, being like, you know, why don't you let me date? Blah blah blah, like doing all that stuff. But like it's more of like what they have done to sacrifice and And yeah, man, I mean, so how do you kind of carry that to your kids now? Like what kind of messages or what kind of I want to say values that you pass to them
Mm-hmm.
because of everything you've gone through at a young age?
I think for my kids, I mean, yeah, they are a little older, but younger.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
But for me, I always try to teach them show love. You know, whether it to be grandma,
Mm-hmm.
me, or even mom. Like, just show how much. Just go up to. I always tell my kids when we get home, or when mom gets home from work, go give her a hug. Say, hey, mom, miss you, love you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just be there. Just show love. You know, because it's those little things, I think,
Yeah.
that really, like, to like the normal person, it might not mean much, but like once
Right.
you have kids, man, just seeing them, like, when I get home from work, they run up to you, Dad, hey, what's up? Like,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was like, hey, we love you, Daddy. You know, it's
Mm.
just, ah, man, it's a feeling that I can't describe. You know,
Yeah.
and just having my kids just experience love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just being in the present, I think, as well, just letting them grow up and just don't have to worry about the stresses of, like, life. Like, dude, just go play, do
Yeah.
whatever you want to do,
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
go ahead, like, oh, you want to, play dress up, all right, I'll play dress up with you,
Mm-hmm.
because my daughter loves dress up. Oh,
Yeah.
man, yeah, makeup, everything, the whole 9 yards, man.
You got lipstick on
Yeah,
on
yeah,
you 90% of the
yeah,
time
yeah,
always.
because, like, she's in this Frozen era. Oh, man, dude, Elsa, forget about it. She's like, Dad, Elsa. I'm like, okay,
Okay.
50th time today. All right, sure, let it go.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I think just having them appreciate just everything, every little thing. How big or how small of a gesture me and my wife does for them. I want them to be appreciative.
Yeah.
Always say thank you. Always say please. Good manners. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just love life. Just because you only get one. And it's one life, one love, really.
Yeah.
I always tell my kids, like, hey, like, our routine that me and my son do, like, every morning for before school. I wake him up and, like, hey, like, we love, like, almost kind of like morning affirmations kind of thing. Like, hey, you're gonna have a great day at school. You're gonna go kill it. Like, you're the man. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like, I know he's in kindergarten, but it's always good to just, I think, for them, just having that positivity in the morning.
Yeah.
I think it just makes their day so much better,
Mm-hmm.
because I know when we went to school, some stuff could happen, bad days can happen,
Yeah.
but I think the way you start off the day is how you really, like, it's pretty much your outlook on the day. Like, if you start off negatively, it's just gonna, already your day is already, like, going bad,
Right.
and then I feel like if you're already in a bad mood, then it's just like, it seems like you're gonna attract more of the negative energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, like, even growing up, for myself, I always try to wake up, like, positive, have, like, good energy. Like, hey, let's go. I'm happy to be, like, you should be glad. Like, hey, you got to wake up today. Like, you got to see the positive side. Like, all right, I'm up today. Like, let's go get ready. Let's go kill the day.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think for me, like, even, like, at work, the guys that I work with, they're like, dude, Pete, you come in every day, smile on your face, always joking. I'm like, like, that's just who I am.
Right.
Like, I love to bring that positivity no matter where I go.
Yeah.
Because you never know what someone else is going through. So having that positivity, it can spread. It spreads so easily.
Yeah.
Like, you see a guy smiling, saying, hey, what's up, man? Like, dude, now you just feel like, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But yeah, going back on it, just like the kids, and just, telling them to just appreciate life, and just, show love when you can, because you just never know.
Yeah.
You just never know, you know.
So where did that inspiration of, starting your day off with positivity come from? Was it from your sister? Was it from, the loss of your mom? Like, where did this,
I know. That's a good question, because I don't know when it just started, but it just became one of my things, really, you know, like I think I've always been a very positive person.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I guess just every day I was just honestly just happy just to be alive and awake. Like, okay, I'm blessed that I am able to wake up every day. Like, okay, let's get today started, you know, let's rock and roll, you know? And for me, I think just being positive and just having that positive outlook on life, it really just like kickstarts my day every day, you know, because like on the weekends or I usually hit the gym in the morning, and just you know, just waking up early, as much as like I kind of hate waking up early,
yeah,
but it's good to, you know, I'm just like, all right, I'm up early, let's get shit done, like, all right, let's go kill it. So, you know, wake up 6 o'clock, 6:30, hit the gym, whip out like an hour workout, like feel real good, and then, you know, head home, all right, go see the kids, wake up the kids, you know, and it's just like you're already setting yourself on a path of positivity,
right?
You know, like, all right, let's go, let's see what the day holds for us, you know. And I don't know, I just kind of been doing that every single day, and it's just been like, for me, it's just helped a lot, you know, because there are gonna be days where work sucks. You know, people are on my case. You know, I work in IT in a corporate office, so it's like,
you'll be getting a whole range of questions.
Oh my goodness, like so like the stress of work, and it can be worse than other days, but just having that positive attitude in the morning kind of helps a lot, you know. Just like, all right, I'm ready to attack the day, and just like having that mindset, like no matter what happens today, I'm here, I'm blessed to be here, so let's go kill it, you know what I'm saying? So I think for me, it's just that positivity mindset is just, it goes a long way. And again, I hope to give my kids like that you know, opportunity to wake up, make sure you are thankful for what you have. You know, that's a big part for me, is the making sure that you are thankful for what you have. You know, I can't, for me, just people that aren't grateful for what they have or take it for granted, you know, because like for me, I've taken, like in the case of my older sister, like taking care of us, like I took her for granted growing up, and I don't want that, you know, for my kids. Like I want them to be thankful, I want them to be appreciative of every little thing, no matter how big or how small. I think just being appreciative of what you have, like I want them to grow up and you know, show and understand that how much of a struggle, you know, my sisters had, what I had, that nothing comes easy, you know. And just to be here in a situation where you get to wake up, you have a house, you get food and water. Some kids don't have that, you know, in other countries, third world countries. Like you got to be blessed and understand that what you have, not a lot of other kids have, you know. And I just want to continue to make sure they understand that, and just to understand everyone's struggles are different, and you have to be understanding of it, you know, and you have to show you can understand as well and empathize with others, you know,
and not just being like, oh well, this is my perspective, and like what you're saying is invalid. I think it's so cool that you're starting your kids off with kind of, with Grayson, I'm pretty sure you're gonna do it with Nora too, on like on just like, hey, like you're gonna be great, it's gonna be a good day, like starting off with that sense of positivity. I just see like Grayson like walking through school, just walking with swag. He's like, that's right, that's my right. Day. It's my day. He's like, or it's like, this is my school. This is my school. I could totally see that with him, like having like your your dancer swagger. Like, oh man.
Yeah.
Do you think being raised by, your older sister kind of showed or unlocked or started your baseline of empathy at a very high level? I only say that because when we think about societal perceptions and stuff like that, it's like, a guy will probably lay down a low sense of empathy on like instilling that in like their next offspring, but with a female, like they kind of traditionally already have that sort of sense. So I'm kind of curious to see from your perspective if that had to do anything with it.
Yeah, I think it definitely did. Because once I lost my mom, I think for me, I was very much more like understanding of all kinds of situations, parent loss, or just in general, like whatever people are going through, I think I understood it more. I think seeing what can happen at any given moment, it made me really appreciate just every little thing, And I think for me, I think I could see like I'm just one person, and this is my one struggle, but the person next to me could completely have a different situation. And I think for me, I understood it more, and I'm just more empathetic towards people, just whatever they're going through. I know everyone has their struggles. So for me, just walking through the office or even just like on the street, sometimes I'll just be like, man, like you're smiling on the outside, but what's really going on in the inside,
Yeah.
And I think for me, I just learned to be more understanding of everybody got struggles.
Yeah. No doubt.
So, I think if people learn to be more empathetic, I think it'd just be so much better, just to be understanding that everyone is different. Everyone has different situations that they're going through. Some people, there are situations that we can't even comprehend. You know? And it's just like, it's insane, and I think for me is just having that compassion and that understanding that everyone has their struggles. Sometimes you just got to offer that smile and just be like, hey, I see you,
Yeah.
and that can go a long way. So
yeah, there's a saying from Vatana that I think always resonates with me, because the thing that he finds most important is like he wants to be I'm gonna butcher it, he wants to be understood, seen, and heard. I think those are three things, but I think that's what you basically highlighted in being empathetic, compassionate. Look, like no one's perfect, and that's okay.
Yep.
And yes, there's quote unquote different struggles, but it's still a struggle.
Yeah.
That makes that person feel that certain way. So the only thing we can do is offer a hand and be empathetic. So I think it's just like putting it all together. Obviously, your childhood has shaped you to be a great man and father that you are today. And yeah, man, I that's one thing I didn't know about you. Obviously, we've had few-ish interactions. It's more of like, hey, what's up, sexy? What's up? Yeah, you're like, hey, what's up, sexy? That's all I could think of. Another thing that we kind of discussed offline was how you got your journey to get your college degree. And I'm kind of curious because you said that you got your college degree when your son was born, and Grayson's 5 now. Yep. So, and you mentioned to me that you're 32 now. So if we take that, so when did you get your college degree?
Let's see. My son was, I think it was 27.
27?
Yeah. So a little bit of a late bloomer.
Yeah.
But I always say it's better late than never.
That's true. That's true. But I'm curious to hear about your journey in that sense, because, a lot of people are so fixated on like, I need to graduate by 22.
Yep.
And if I don't, then I'm a failure.
Yes.
So I want to know about your journey, your experiences, and your feelings on that.
Yeah. I think, going off of like how my sister had her journey of becoming a nurse, studying to be a nurse, and she did it even with transferring colleges, she did it in like 5 years or like 6 years, like super quick, because she just like worked her ass off. And then I think for me, when it was time, like I was getting ready to graduate high school, she asked me, "What do you want to do?" I'm like, I have no idea. As many high
High
schoolers,
schoolers for sure. Yeah, picking
idea.
picking career at 18 is not realistic.
It's not realistic because the standard like high school career, you don't actually pick a specialization. It's just like math, science, history, and then maybe a few like specialized classes. But there's nothing really where you're like, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. So it's like, how at 17 you're gonna be like, I'm gonna be an engineer.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna be a doctor, or, you know, a lot of kids, we don't know what we want to be.
Yeah.
And I kind of was in the same track. So it's like, I didn't really, this is kind of bad, but I didn't really study in high school, but I got decent grades, you know, like A's and B's.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like coasting because I was like, all right, this is not bad. I can
Yeah,
get
yeah,
away with it.
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like, all right, cool. So I was like, all right. So I graduate high school. I applied to colleges. I got to UMass Lowell, which was one of my top pick schools because, you know, all my sisters went to UMass Lowell.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let me continue the family tradition. Let me go to UMass Lowell. But I didn't know what I want to do. So I was just like, So once you get to, like, you have, if you don't pick a major, you pretty much go as undeclared. So they threw me in undeclared science. So you take basic science classes as like the gen eds.
Yeah.
So I was just doing that my freshman year. I still had no idea what I wanted to do. I was like, all right. And then the reality of college hit so hard freshman year because I thought I could just continue the ways of in high school and just like, I'm just gonna coast and just, you know, I was like, oh, this is easy. Like,
Yeah.
No,
that shit ain't the same.
that shit is not the same. Oh my god, it was I got shell shocked, bro. I was just like, it was like, this is hard.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I can do this. Like I gotta actually study. Even when I did study, it's completely different from the material that was covered in class.
Yep.
I was just like, I don't know what this is. He didn't cover this.
Yeah.
You know, and I was struggling really hard. D's, C's, like I think I probably got like an F in one class because I had no idea what I was doing, and I was struggling really hard. I was just like, I don't know if I can do this for another 3 years.
Yeah.
So I think I really sat down and I really just thought about like, what am I interested in, you know? And I had no idea, dude. Like, I don't know. It's like, do I want to become an engineer or do I go to the medical field like my sister did? Do I do something else? I have no idea. And I think a lot of kids struggle with that, like just not knowing and like still not knowing when you're going into your sophomore year of college
it's scary.
It's scary because it's like, oh man, like, all right, I got 2.5 more years to go to get my degree and I don't know what I want to do. And I think that uncertainty is just it's hard to deal with. So I think half of my sophomore year finishes another rough semester, and I just told my sister, I think I need to take a break, so I can figure out what I want to do in my life, because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste money on doing a degree that I don't want, you know. So I told her, like, I think I might just take a break for now. And she was like, all right, like, take a break, figure out what you want to do in life. Like, if you want to do something in the medical field, let me know. I could talk to someone at the hospital that I work at. I'm like, okay. So I took a break, and then I ended up, obviously I needed money because I was like, you know.
Yeah.
So at that time, let's see, I went to work at manufacturing because, like, you don't need a degree, easy work, decent pay at that time.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of doing that off and on for a couple of years, and then I left, did more random jobs. And like, I've worked with like Charlie, doing a couple of jobs, like he mentioned in his podcast episode. We did like inventory. So we go to different stores and like take inventory of all the products. That was a wild time. Waking up early, sleeping in late, waking up doing double shifts back to back. Oh, it was rough. Yeah. It was fun times though.
Yeah.
Charlie can attest to it. Fun times, man. Yeah, and then I was just kind of just doing random jobs off and on. And then I got like I found a manufacturing job that my buddy was working at. I started in, I believe, 2017.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, this is like, they paid really good. I was like, hey, like maybe I can do this, just work here and just kind of potentially climb my way up the manufacturing ladder.
Yeah.
And I was content at that time. I'm like, all right, I'm making good money. I'm chilling. Like I was with my girlfriend at the time, which is my wife. And then we just kind of just, I was like, all right, I'll just work here. Like, all right, cool. Maybe this will be my life. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then we found out 2018 that my wife was pregnant. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we were like, oh, this is real. Like,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
happening. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, we're gonna have a baby.
Yeah.
And then it's funny because before that, that moment, a couple years before that, I talked to her and I was just like, do you think like it's time for me to like go back to school? Like this is like 2017. I'm like, should I go back to school? Like,
yeah.
Maybe it's time to go back and figure out what I want to do in life. And she's like, okay, like, what are you interested in? I was like, well, I mean, I like computers, I like video games. Like, maybe I can do something in the technology sector. You know? She's like, yeah, I mean, what do you think you want to do? I was like, I don't know. Let me see. So then I was talking to my buddy who was working in IT at the time. And then I was just talking to him. He's like, hey, like, he's like, yeah, dude, I've been working at this place doing IT. He just got his degree too. Like he just finished. I was like, damn, like, okay. Like, and I asked him, I was like, oh, how was it? Like, it's like, dude, it's like, if you understand technology, and which you do, it's like, dude, this will be a cakewalk for you.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, okay. So then I started looking at I went back to UMass Lowell, kind of looked at the list of classes I would have to take, and I looked, I was like, you know what? I was like, oh, that looks interesting. Like, okay, maybe I'll go with that. So then I signed up like the next day.
Oh, yeah. You're like, no, gotta get this shit.
Like, you know what? Let's just do it. Like, it goes back to me saying earlier, like, you only got one life. Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let's not waste time. Let's get it. So yeah, next day I went to UMass Lowell, applied to get back in, continue, picked my major. I majored in information technologies.
Yep.
I was doing like online classes. Was it a hybrid? I think I went in for a couple.
Okay.
So it was half and half.
Yeah.
At the beginning, at least. So then I just was doing that while working full time.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. So I was working full time along with doing school on the side.
Yep.
So it was a bit of, time management for sure. But man, I was just hustling so hard. Dude.
Yeah.
I was just like, I gotta do this,
Yeah.
So I was going to school, working full time.
Taking care of Linda.
Yep. And like also trying to balance just like having a like personal life after, like aside of that, like hanging out with friends and family. So I was like, damn, this is like, I'm putting in work. Like, let's go. So like again, like I wake up every morning, look in the mirror, get ready, like, all right, let's go kill this day.
Yeah.
Because I worked early. That shift I was like 6 a.m. So I was on the road by 5. So up by 4:30, on the road by 5. Yeah. And then I'd finish my shift around 2:30.
Okay.
So then I would go home, do school, knock that out for the week every day, and then did that for like a few years.
Yeah.
And then as I was getting closer to finishing, getting close to like my associate's degree, like I had like a couple more classes. So I was like, I asked Linda, I was like, should I try and like get a job like in the career field,
Mhm.
because I was like, I'm pretty close to
Yeah.
getting my degree. I was like, hey, this be perfect like work experience. So I was
Mhm.
like, all right, let me go talk to my buddy, the one that I talked to originally.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, is your place hiring? He's like, dude, we're always hiring. I bet. I was like, so like I applied there, got the job. It was help desk, which is, if anybody knows, help desk is like bottom of the barrel. If you want your foot in the door into the IT world, that's where you gotta go, unfortunately. But I gotta do what I gotta do. So I was like, all right, let me step into the help desk. Right out of manufacturing and IT is just two different
Of course.
career fields.
For sure.
So I think doing the switch, I think for me it was not as bad, because I already kind of had an idea of doing IT. I'm pretty good with technology. I used to build computers back in high school.
Yeah.
And then just your basic like turn it off, turn it back on.
Yeah.
And then I got the job there, and then still doing school. So still
Dude, I'm like tired. I'm like tired right now just listening to you.
So still doing full-time work and doing school at the same time.
Yeah.
But I was like finally in the career field. So I was like, all right, let's see how this goes. And by this time it was like 2018 when I got the job. And then I worked there for 8 months because it was awful. It was awful, man.
I bet. Okay.
Oh, dude, because we were taking like hundreds of calls a day. Yeah. Like we had like 35 people on the team.
Yeah.
And we were all taking like 100 calls a day.
Oh,
constantly, call after call after call.
Uh-huh.
And I think for me it was just like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like, dude, help desk sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And people that worked help desk know it sucks. So I was like, oh man, this, like, I don't know how much longer I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like talking to Linda. I was like, I can't do this. She's like, I mean, you're almost there. You're like, you have like, at that time it was like almost spring, the end of spring semester. She's like, you're almost there. So I was like, why don't you start looking for another job? And you're gonna graduate in the spring anyways.
Yeah.
And then mind you, my wife is like, 8 months pregnant, 7 months pregnant. So she's like ready to pop at any moment.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, you're right. I gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta get going.
Yeah.
And then I started going on Indeed, and then just looking around, seeing what I could find. And then I found a listing for my current job. And then I was looking. I was like, man, they want like a year or two experience. They want a bachelor's degree. And then I was looking at like the job recs of what they do. And I was like, oh, I mean, but I do this now.
Yeah.
Like I can do all that. So I asked Linda, I was like, should I just apply for this? And she was like, yeah, just do it. Like, who cares? Like, if they say no, then they say no. But if they say yes, there you go. Now you got your foot in a potentially better job, better pay. So I was like, all right, you're right. So I applied, and then I go to the interview. It's funny because like I was still working help desk, and then I called out that day. I said, can't make it today. They're like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
And then
the typical excuse. I got a medical appointment.
Last minute. And then so I go to this place, which is closer to home for me. It's in Bedford.
Nice.
The help desk was in Waltham. Yeah, dude. And I was living in Lowell, so I was like, it's closer. It's like way closer. Easier commute. And then I was like, all right, let me just go interview. So I get there, do my interview. My current director, he really liked me. And then he's like, all right, like, hey, we'll call you if you want to do a second interview.
Yeah.
I was like, cool. So then I go downstairs. I go to check out, give my visitor's badge back to the front desk girl. And she goes, hey. I was like, as I'm walking out. I'm like,
Me?
Yeah. She's like, yeah, come here. I was like, what's up? She's like, you're the only one that like actually showed up for the first interview. I'm like, for real? She's like, yeah, we were supposed to get like 5 today.
What?
I was like, oh shit, all right,
Yeah.
that's weird, but
Uh-huh.
okay. She's like, you might have a good shot. I was like, oh, okay,
Okay.
all right. And then I get in my car, so then I go back home. Next day, I'm doing back to help desk and
Yeah.
and then I get a call. They're like, hey, we want you to come in for a second interview.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. It's like, when? Oh, can you do tomorrow at so and so time? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So then next day comes, I make up some, like, I did like a half day, I think, and then I made up a excuse. Oh, I'm not feeling well, stomach a little, still feeling a little bad from yesterday. You know. So then I leave early. I go there, do my second interview, and then this time I interviewed with the senior director, and then the my current manager, and then I kind of just like told them, for me, I hate interviews, but you kind of learn how to do interviews.
Yeah.
Like you gotta say what they want to hear.
Yep.
No
matter if it's so you have to talk facts.
Yes.
But no one says how big you can talk up those facts though.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was pretty much just like, you're pretty much like selling yourself up.
Yeah.
Which I did.
Yeah.
And then they told me like, yeah, like we really like you, like we got a couple more candidates to interview, and then we'll call you and let you know. And then I left because it was like in the afternoon, so I left, and then I saw the front desk girl again. I was like, hey, what's up? She's like, oh. He's like, you're the only one that is.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, couple participants, my ass.
Yeah, I was like, you're the only one that they called back for a second interview, right? I was like, oh, word?
Yo, whoever's this front desk lady, I don't know if you're giving her secrets or nothing, but she can't be trusted.
Yo, for real. She's like, yeah, you're the only one that they called back for a second interview. I was like, for real? She's like, yeah, I've been here all day. It's like 3:00 in the afternoon. I was like, all right, cool. Bet. All right.
Yeah.
So then, dude, the funniest thing, I like walk to my car, and then I start my car, and then literally I pulled out, start driving home, my phone goes off. I was like, damn, who's calling me?
Yeah.
So I answer. I was like, I don't know this number.
Yeah,
so I answer it, and he goes, hey Peter, it's my director and my current manager.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we want to offer you the position. I was like, fucking pull over real quick. Yeah, sorry, I was just driving. And they both started laughing. Like, I was like, yeah, we figured.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, we would love to offer you the position, and we really liked you. We think you'll be a great fit for the team.
Yeah.
And so we was like, yeah, we were wondering, would you be willing to accept? Like, hell yeah.
Yeah. Ain't no renegotiation me right now.
You want me to turn back? I'll sign the papers right now.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, dude, that's awesome. All right, well, we'll email you all the paperwork, just fill out, send it to HR and all that stuff, and we'll set up a start date for you and all that. And and I've been there ever since, and it's been I think it'll be 6 years in August.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So then when I started, right, in 2019, I started August 2019. I graduated in May of 2019.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I graduated May of 2019. My son was born April 30th of 2019. Yeah. So on top of my son being born, I graduated with my degree.
Yeah.
And then started a new job in August of the same year. Yeah.
What a year for you.
2019, yeah.
That's what a year for you, dude. And that's so crazy. Because in 2017 or 2018, you were teaching me a choreo. I was just like, as you're telling your story, I was like, why did they even let you leave? Why didn't they just be like, all right, can you just wait outside for a bit and then
let's
come
talk
back?
This over, then we'll let you know.
Yeah. Like, just wait out there real quick. I was like, what's the whole point of you leaving at that point?
I know. I think they just wanted to make a scene.
They're
like, we have lots of candidates for interviewing.
Yeah.
It's like we just wanted you from the beginning.
So. I called bullshit from the beginning. I was like, there's no other candidates.
You lying to me.
Yeah.
But it was a 20. I think I always tell my wife that 2019 was like my favorite year.
Yeah.
Ever, dude.
Yeah.
Like getting my college degree, I worked so hard for, working full time at the same time,
Yeah.
having my son born.
Yep.
Obviously, that's huge.
All right.
Huge. And then getting like a great job
Yeah.
all in the same year.
For sure. Dude, that's like a big question to ask you is like, how much did you feel like your older sister?
I understood. I
Yeah.
understand like how much it feels to finally have everything you've worked so hard for finally come to fruition. Like I understand this is when you worked so hard and you feel like nothing is going your way, but you just keep pushing and keep driving, everything will work out in the end. And dude, I was just like, oh, and then like it's funny because I took such a long break, because I graduated high school in 2010.
Yeah.
So I didn't go back to school till like 2017 or something like that. And it's funny because my brother started college because he did the traditional
route.
Graduate high school right into college.
Yeah.
But like because I took that little bit of a gap, me and him started. He went to UMass too.
Okay.
So me and him went to college at the same time.
Oh, okay.
And we graduated on the same
time. Wow.
Yeah. So it's like on graduation day, it was me and my brother.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the same. We walked like the same stage.
Yeah,
at the same time.
That's awesome.
And I think for my oldest to see that, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like I was able to see my hard work pretty much like as raising my brothers, having them graduate college.
Yeah.
Like that's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, and I think for her it was just like, I know she doesn't say it, but she'd probably like, oh shit, like I did it, you know? And it was kind of cool. I mean, my brother says like, bro, why'd you have to graduate the same? This is supposed to be my time. I'm like, hey, listen, the way the time worked, the timeline kind of worked out.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, whatever.
Well, your older sister had less, what's it called? Didn't have to do 2 different graduations or like all that stuff. So that's cool.
It was just one graduation.
Yeah. That's dope.
Which was cool, man. Like for me, it was cool, man. Graduate, like not a lot of people get to graduate with their younger or older siblings.
Yeah.
Like for me, it was pretty cool. I'm like, I saw you work so hard to get your degree, and then you saw me work so hard to get my degree, and the fact that we're walking on the same day is pretty cool. You know? As much as he hates it. But.
Yeah, I was gonna say as much as he's. I was like, bro, you gotta respect your older brother here.
Yeah, like,
I was like, stop being the youngest child right now, right?
It's like, come on, we worked hard together, man.
Yeah,
it was fun though. It was cool. Yeah.
How many times did you want to give up in that process?
A lot, bro. A lot. There were a lot of nights where I'd be up late studying for a big exam, or like I got like a huge paper due, and I'm just like, do I really want to keep doing this?
Yeah.
You know, like I gotta be up early tomorrow and go to work full time. Like maybe I should just stop and just be complacent and just stay at this job, make money, you know? And then I think just seeing my wife like, oh, she's pregnant, and like, no, like I gotta do this.
Yeah.
Like my son is coming. I gotta be a role model for him, you know? Like I gotta show him we can't give up. Like we gotta keep going, you know? No matter how hard it is, we gotta show the world that we're the kings, you know? Like let's take the world by the horns and let's go. So I mean, there are times where I was just like, I can't do this. Can't do this.
Yeah.
Just sitting in my, like I'll be home driving home from work and I'll just sit in my car.
Yeah.
Just like, shit, dude. Now I gotta go inside and study and do work and homework and exams. I'm like, damn, man.
I mean,
it's rough.
Yeah, dude. I mean, even trying to balance like building this brand and working a 9 to 5. There'd be some days where I have to work obviously longer than that, and like the energy that I put into my work. Obviously, like there's a balance of priority, right? It's like what do I balance in between? But it's just like I think from a personal standpoint, it's just like with my career and what my job is, it's like no matter what, I always have to put a good amount of energy into that, because I don't know where this is gonna go. Yep. Like I like just talking to people and discussing like how we know getting in depth and but like, you know, what if I have different feelings about this and then I don't put a lot of energy into growing at my company, then that kind of poses a pretty huge problem, right?
Yeah.
but I've come to learn of like, okay, like there are some days or some parts of the month where I'm like, okay, I'm more focused on my job versus like being more focused on this. And energy management is like a whole tough standpoint in itself. So props to you. Congratulations on all those accomplishments. I know it was like 5 years ago, but still, I mean, that's a crazy story to hear. And poor Nora for hearing daddy's favorite year is 2019.
2022 was also my favorite year.
She's got to look at this like years in the future. Like, Daddy, what did you say about that?
Don't worry about it.
Before we were talking about, your path on getting your college degree at a non-traditional way. Mm-hmm. What is a piece of advice you would give to someone who feels like, they had a similar path as you, where like, oh, like they're not graduating on time, they feel like a failure? What's something that you would say to them to keep them going?
I think what I used to say to myself was, it takes time. Don't feel pressured that you're not on the same path as someone else, because someone else's path is completely different from yours, and don't be afraid to just take a step back sometimes. Sometimes you got to take a couple steps back before you can go forward, and for me, I think when I took those steps back, it really gave me a clearer view of what I wanted and what I want to achieve, and to find out like, what am I really interested in? And, because time is very precious. Mm-hmm. So sometimes taking a step back and just take your time to like really step back and just figure out, what do you want to do in life? Like, what are you passionate about, or what piques your interest? Sometimes that is the time that you need, and don't be afraid to step back and just really just listen to yourself. Like, even talking to others too, like people in other career fields, see why they decided that career field, see what makes them excited about their work. And it's always good to get outside perspectives, and for me, at least, when I asked my buddy, like, do you are you happy that you went the route you did? And he's like, absolutely, like 100% happier. I got my degree. I'm in a job field that I like. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not going to regret it. Yeah. So I think just getting that kind of clarity from him, and then having Linda kind of push me as well, because like she was supportive of me from like day one, you know, and no matter what I did, or like each step of the way, she was there for me. And I think without her, honestly, I don't think I would have finished everything I did, in that time span. Her pushing me to finish school and just being supportive of me 100%, I think really helped me like accomplish like my huge goals, and going back to it, I think don't be afraid like to seeing everyone else get like their degrees and getting these nice jobs or nice paying jobs. Like, don't let that discourage you, from your path, because no one is in control of your own destiny other than yourself. So you got to go out there, you got to take the first steps, and then it's time to take your life in your own hands, and you just got to keep pushing, and then don't be afraid to ask for help. Go talk to somebody, go talk to different career fields, if you have to. See what makes you tick. Like, yeah, like this is what I'm interested, this is what I'm about, Yeah. And I think that for me is what helped me pursue the career that I'm in now. Mm-hmm. And then, I couldn't be happier. So it's like, I think that's what I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think you touched on a really good basis there. And like, even if you see, again, it's like comparing timelines. Mm. There's no sacred timeline that everyone has to follow. Correct. Yeah. There's a different, like, imagine like, oh, like, say if you go through with the degree that you're not interested in, right? Mm. Then you graduate at the same time as everyone else, but you're miserable. Yep. Versus like if you took the time to take a step back and be like, what do I really want? Then like you can be, because once everybody starts working, you know?
Yeah,
So like later on, it's like once you get that degree that you really like and that you're actually interested in, like everyone's all happy at the same time then, like, you know, like not that that's in your control, not that you should own that responsibility of it, but like at some point, some way, like you will find that happiness if you just continue to work at it.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So, man, I want to get into this because obviously we cannot not talk about this because this is how we met, and that's through dance.
Yes.
So I was introduced to you for the first time in my second semester at UMass Amherst.
Yes.
Because I think the first time was because we were performing at UMass Lowell for their prototype.
Yep.
Actually, no, I think it was the first time when I was performing at Asian Night at UMass Amherst.
Okay.
And I think I saw that performance first. Okay, it could either be one of those, but either way, after the UMass Amherst one, you did a workshop for your choreo to Sriracha by Martine.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah,
guys, check that out. UMass Altitude. Look up Peter Lorn. He's gonna be in a good amount of videos there. But that's how we first met.
Yes.
So I want to know how your journey of dance developed. What got you into it? I know Charlie has mentioned I can't remember the name that you guys had at first, but he mentioned that too.
We don't have to mention that. We don't have to mention that. Those who know.
So where did your journey for dance start?
Oh man. I think a lot of Asian Americans, at least I think, a lot of the dance journey began with like ABDC and the Jabberwockies.
Yeah.
Bro, when that show came out, dude, I was like, yo, I've never seen anything like this. This is sick, dude. Like that style of dance is just like, where has this been all my life?
Right,
you know?
right.
And I just remember like, man, I like this. Like maybe I'll try it, dude. And then ever since then, I would just like Google videos, like how to like wave and like, oh man, like how to tut, or like, dude, just doing like just looking up random dance moves, like how to groove and stuff. And then I think from there it's just like it's. I know Charlie's mentioned this. Like after I graduated high school, I got a job at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yep, I remember this. Yep.
That was like my first job, and then it's funny because like I got the hookup because like I needed a job after high school. So we were hanging out at my sister's place, my second sister's, and then her friend was a assistant manager there, and then they were just talking. They're like, "Yo, Pete, you want a job? Like, hey, we're hiring." I was like, "Sure." I mean, it's a job, it's money, whatever. You know, I'm out of high school, so I was like, all right, it's money. So I interviewed there, get a job at Chuck E. Cheese. I got all kinds of stories there. So I get a job there, and then I meet my buddy. Actually, a lot of my long-term friends now used to work there, which is hilarious. So I met my buddy Christian there, who's the guy that I was talking about earlier, who got his degree in IT, and then he kind of helped me talk through it and for me to jump into the field too. And then I ended up working at his place doing help desk, which is so I met him there. He was like a kitchen cook or something. And then, you know, we became friends and stuff. And then he found out, like, we were like joking around, like, oh, like, yo, do you guys like dance? Like, oh, ABDC. We were just talking about like just dance and stuff. And then it was like me, him, and then another guy. We're like, let's just do a dance thing. And then like we just it's honestly cringe when I watched the videos back then. Oh,
always
God, yeah, I was just like sometimes I just want to delete that. But I was like, you know what, let's just leave it there. It's a good memory, you know. It's like where you first started.
Grayson Nora can see Daddy was famous at one point.
God. It's funny because like I keep a playlist on my YouTube of all the performances I was in, so that one day I can just be like, yo, check Daddy out. Hey, check me out.
And you're like, wait, don't click the early one. Don't click the early one.
Not that first one. You can click the other ones. That's fine. So you know, us three, we're doing like K-pop covers, I think, or something like that. And then like, see, Chuck E. Cheese would do like a Christmas party for the crew. So like we would like shut down like late, and then we would just do like Christmas party for everybody, where they like give out rewards for like crew member of the year or whatever for different sections.
Yeah.
And then we like, I remember one year we like were like, yo, let's just like do a performance. Oh man, I was like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Mind you, we have no like formal training, nothing. We're just like three dudes just doing a cover.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
We're like, yeah, let's just do it. I was like, okay, let's do it. Oh man, yeah, those was fun times, man. Yeah,
And you did it in the Chuck E. Cheese costume?
like it's funny because like I was the guy to do it. I didn't do it for that performance.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was the guy. If anybody's gone, like that was
You were
me.
the cover.
Yeah, it was me in the costume. It was hot as hell.
I bet. Oh
My God, I would go
and wretched in there.
Oh, dude, oof, it's nasty.
So you'd be like tutting in the Chuck E. Cheese costume with
Bro,
these kids?
it's funny, dude. Like when I don't remember what song it was, but like they would play the songs, bro. I'd just be like, you know.
And you're like, Chucky, get over here.
Yeah,
Stop
like,
dancing in the corner.
My bad. Oh yeah, fun times, dude. Yeah. And then it was us three. And then let's see. Christian was friends with his girlfriend at the time, who went to school with Charlie.
Okay.
Yeah, so we would like hang out at UML, and then we met Charlie and our buddy Kevin, who they danced. From the he told you, and then they kind of did their thing, and then one day it was like Charlie, Kevin, and then another guy that they danced with, and then they're like, what do you guys feel about, creating like a big dance group?
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I always wanted to be a dance, I always wanted to be a dance group,
Yeah.
Because like, dude, like, stemming from like ABDC, I'm like,
Right.
yo, like, can we be like that?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Is this us? Like, mind you, we had no formal, none of us had formal training. Yeah.
Well, back in those days, I feel like it was just like you had to learn from YouTube if you wanted to.
Yeah, because I don't think at that time there was, at least on the East Coast, I don't think there was, we weren't that exposed to like formal dance classes, because we were all just kind of just like freestyling and just like we dance like freestyle, so we're like, let's make a dance group, and then we came up with the name that I won't say. If you want to know the name, Charlie, you can watch Charlie's episode. So we created that name, and then there's like a Dance for Peace in Lowell, which is like in the summertime, where all the crews in Lowell would like dance and perform for the community. It's a cool event, really dope event. We did it for years, like with that group, and then with SFC and Intermission, we done that performance a lot. So it's like one of those like core dance events. So our first year there, like, dude, there was like, I don't know, maybe like 12 of us. It was a big group.
Wow.
And it was just like, we went out there, did our thing, cringe as hell. Like, I was like, I think there was like one, like they chose me. I was like one of the choreographers. Again, like, dude, no training. I was just going off of what I felt like. It was pretty cool at the time. And then, we just did our thing, and we did that for like a year or two. Obviously, our group like kind of got smaller.
Right.
So it was like me, Christian, Kev, Charlie, and like our other guy. So it was like 6 of us. And then it was funny because like I think our second year we did like more like colleges, like different colleges. So I was like, yo, like, I'm hot shit. Hey, like, I'm going to different colleges. Let's go. Yeah, we did Merrimack College because one of our buddies' girlfriends at the time went there. And then we went to, obviously did events at UMass Lowell. And then I remember we did Asian night at UMass Amherst. This was like way before like your time. Like way back in the day. And then it was funny because like we wore, our outfits at the time were like all black, like these black button ups. And then we had like black hats, like all blacked out. Like I was like, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, hey, come on, man. Like, hey, we look good, fella.
Yeah.
And then, dude, it was just like, I remember that performance. We did a cover to like Jay Park. I forgot what song it was, but
is it All I Want to Do?
No, this was like his earlier songs. I forgot. I gotta send it to you once I remember. But it's for me, it's iconic in our group because there's a part of the song where our buddy Christian, there's like a part where like we all turn around, and then like when we go back, turn around forward, he like rips his shirt open. So he's got like his abs all out and stuff. And like it's funny because like we went to Asian night, but we didn't tell them that we were gonna.
Yeah, because I know that's one of the rules.
Yeah, they're like, they don't allow that.
Yeah.
So we didn't tell them. We didn't know at first that we weren't supposed to do that.
Yeah.
So we're like, we didn't say, because he didn't do it because in dress rehearsal, he was just kind of, you know. So then, we did the performance, and then it comes up to that part because I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because like we all know what's gonna happen. Yeah. So then, like he, we're doing da 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 da. Turns around, whoosh, rips his shirt open. The crowd's like screaming, and then like. In the video, you could see my face. I'm like dying laughing. Like, yo, this is great. And then I remember like we finish it. The crowd goes crazy. And then I remember like at the end, they're like, yeah, you probably should have told us that you were going to do that. We're like, oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. She's like, oh, that's fine. No, it's okay.
You guys aren't from there
yeah,
anyway.
They're like, yeah, it's okay. The crowd loved it. We're like, yeah. Like, oh, okay, sweet.
So Christian got...
he got a little
text messages that night. Okay. He got slapped on the wrist. Yes.
Fun, yeah, it was funny. Yeah. And then let's see. Yeah, and then after that, some stuff kind of just happened in the group, so we kind of like took a break for a little bit, kind of disbanded, and then. But I wanted to keep dancing, and so did Charlie and Christian and Kevin. So it was like us four, and then we ended up. Somehow meeting Vitana. Yeah. Great man.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Vitana he's an awesome dude. He's like a brother to me. I mean, Charlie's a brother, Vitana, they're all like brothers to me, Kyle. And then Naleen's like a sister to me too, you know. I've known them all for like 10 plus years, you know. It's like it's very seldom you get like friendships that last that long. But when you do, it's like your family at that point, you know. Right. And so yeah, we were it was like us four. We met Vitana, and then we did the thing where he was like, "You guys want to do something like collab on something?"
Yeah,
we're like,
like
sure, let's go.
Yeah.
So we kind of danced with him for a little bit, and then doing random shows. Like,
you pick up any gig you got. Yeah.
You gotta do whatever you gotta do.
Yeah.
And then I think a couple of our buddies kind of life took them on a different path. Right. So they kind of stepped away. So then it was like me and Charlie. Like me and Charlie been through a lot, like since the beginning. And like we've always been together on a lot of the things. Yeah. Just like dance crew related, life related. Yeah. Like we've worked together and like I slept over his house when we worked. He slept over my house when we worked. And it's like, dude, we were like
that. Like two pieces of pod, yeah.
Or in his case, we're Twix.
Oh, yes. That's right. Oh, my God. I forgot he mentioned that name.
Yeah, for people that don't know, we like to refer to ourselves as Twix bros.
Yeah.
Because like there's a left and right Twix, but they're so similar. Because like me and him, like he said, like we're almost kind of built the same height, same build. Yeah. Like, we both dance, the same skin tone. It's so funny, dude. And it's like, we're like, I know it was like one time at a party, like back in the day, it was we were like doing like beer pong. And like me and him were always partners because we were killing it, bro. We're like splash, you know. And then like, you know what, bro? Yo, we Twix bros. I was like, hey, I like that. Yeah. It's like, yo, you left Twix, right? Twix, let's go.
Yeah, I was gonna say who's left and who's right. Who's left and who's right.
Depending on like when we take pictures, we always I stand on the right side.
Okay.
He stands on the left side because that's our good sides. So when we take pictures, we go like this, or he goes like this. Yeah. That's why we're the Twix bros, because we're on the left and right.
Bro, that's hilarious, yo. I was like, where did that come from? I was like, I understand the dark skin tone, but there has to be more to it too.
There is, man. Yeah.
So dance in your life kind of has played like giving you friends that are, that you've been with for a very long time.
Yes.
Any other ways that dance has played a role in your life or changed your life?
I think dance has definitely given me confidence that I didn't know I had. For sure.
I can resonate with that.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's something about like stepping on stage you just turn into a different person.
Mm-hmm.
Like people that have never got that chance to experience that probably have no idea what we're talking about. But man, dude, stepping on that stage, hearing the crowd go crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, I get into another zone, man. I turn into
Stuff on, yeah.
I turn the stuff on real quick. Oh man, dude, it's just like hearing the music, just knowing you're about to go out and you're about to kill, you're about to hear the crowd go crazy for you. Oh, dude, the swag comes out for real.
Yeah, this bottle of swag, I don't know where it comes from, but I feel you.
I don't understand, dude. It's like I get on stage, I'm just like, I'm like walking up to the stage, I'm like, oh man, am I gonna do okay? And then the music starts, you get on stage, you're like, and then I'm like, yeah, and then you get off stage, like,
oh, it's like.
Yeah, it's like a whole different persona, and it's just like I feel like that confidence that you get, I'm learning to embrace it more.
Yeah,
like on my day to day, because like for me, even growing up, like through middle school, I think I was like, I would say shy, but I had a lot of friends, so I kind of like wasn't as shy in elementary to middle school. Once I got to high school, because like I moved to a whole different city. Dude, it was just like culture shock, really, because like you go from like living in Lowell most of your life, which is a culturally diverse city, all kinds of people you meet, you know, all kinds of cultures, and then you like move to like Drake, which is obviously a predominantly white town, and the lack of culture, I guess you could say, is like, I was like, oh man, this is different. I was like, dude, this is way different. So I was like, I think me being shy was like, it kind of took over, you know. Freshman year was like, at least the first half of freshman year, it was kind of tough. You don't know anybody, so it's like you kind of just stuck to your own thing, trying to get, you know, the lay of the land. And just kind of navigating this new environment, and it was tough for sure. And then obviously the people that like went to high school with me, if they see me now, they'll be like, dude, who's this guy? Like, like this guy in high school was like shy, didn't really talk much, you know. And I think for me, once I started like the dance journey, I think that's really where I started growing out of my shell, I guess you could say. And just the confidence, you know, it's just like that inner swag just comes out so much more, you know. So I think for me, dance just kind of like helped me unlock that part of myself that is there, that everybody has, but is just unlocking it, you know. So
now I feel you on that. A lot of people, if they don't know me outside of when I was dancing on the crew, they're like, yo, he has like so much confidence, like he's so confident, and they meet me and I'm like, hey. I'm like, oh, hey. I do identify myself more of an extrovert for sure, but that guy that's on stage is super confident compared to like the one that's like you'll talk to on like a regular basis. And dance really has done that for me. It's like when you go to like parties and like, you know, you wouldn't step in the circle yourself, right?
No, it's when someone goes, you're like,
you're like, oh, I guess.
They're like, oh my god, what? They're like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know my coworkers, they were like, we had a holiday party and they're like, dude, you dance, like why don't you go out and do that? I'm like, are you serious right now? I was like, I'm not gonna go out there and dance in front of all these old people.
Dude, I know, dude. It's funny because like it was the same thing when I first started at my company, and they did the holiday party. Obviously, nobody knows that we can dance. So it's funny because me and my coworker now, he's like the same age as me. He has kids. Like literally, like me and him are like the same. So like he used to be in like this band. So he used to do like backup dancing. Like so dude can dance too. So like it was me and him, and like we really, like, you know, we let each other know. It's like, yeah, dude, I used to dance. I used to do this. Like, yo, all right, cool. And then we got to the holiday party, and bro, the DJ was killing it. Me and him were just on the dance floor. And then everyone's like, oh,
yeah.
Like, dude, what, the IT guys get down like that?
I can imagine, because everyone's like, that's not what IT guys do.
IT guys don't do that. We're like, you know, yeah, dude. Everyone's like, yo, what the hell are you guys doing?
You
guys are sick. Like,
dude, there's this video I gotta send you, because there's I think it's new, but it's like I think it was like there's like two IT guys trying to explain like how to like fix your problems
Yeah.
at a company thing,
Yeah.
but they did it in a very like musical way. So like instead of Ice Ice Baby, it was
Yeah.
like I forgot what I gotta send you
you
it
gotta send that to
because
me.
I was like
You gotta send that
this
to
is
me.
definitely what Peter would do.
You gotta send that to me.
But yeah, man, I dance. I feel like has similarly played a same role in my life, and I'm very appreciative of it. Still keeping in touch with it, and I was gonna say, so if you and that other guy are the same,
Yeah.
and then there's Charlie. If
Yeah.
you guys are Twix Bros, and if you add him, are you guys a
Ooh.
Kit Kat now?
Ooh. I like that.
Yeah, right.
I like that.
But I don't know if a guy knows Charlie, so I don't know if that works that way. All right, man. There's one final topic that I want to get in with you, and it's the message that you wanted to send to the listeners of the podcast, and that is live life to your fullest, have confidence in doing what you want to do, go get, that girl, a guy, whatever, because you have one life. And I know we've been talking about it this entire pod.
Yep.
But just want to see if there's any other points that you wanted to, or any other words that you wanted to say just on that point.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much summarized it up pretty good. Like for me, at least, growing up, based on like my earlier struggles, for sure, I think you only got one life to live. Don't take it for granted. For me personally, I think I strive to be the best version of myself, not because for me personally, but now I have two little ones that look up to me. So it's like now I have to be the best version of myself, because now it's not just me. Now I got two other little ones looking up to me to be the best version, so I can take care of them, And I think just having someone else look up to you like that, now it's just like, okay, it's real, And I think them two, they push me to be the best, every day. I'll wake up and I have like pictures on my screensavers on my phone, my work phone, and my personal phone, and so every time I like open my work phone, there they are. So it's like, for me, it's like, this is why I get up every day. This is why I come to work every day. This is why I push myself so hard. I gotta, go to the gym, get fit, so I can run around with them.
Yeah.
And carry them up the stairs when they're tired. And I just want to be the best version of myself, because essentially for me, I look at it as, for my son, the love for my son and my daughter are the same but different. For my son, I love him where I have to be the best role model for him, so that when he grows up, he can use me as an example. For my daughter, it's like, this is the kind of man that you want in your life, because I'm the first man to love you. And I might not be the last, but I'll always be the first. So whenever you get married next or whatever, this is the threshold that you should be using, how you want to be treated in life, and like using those two examples, I think just being the best role model for the kids is just what pushes me so much every day, and I'm thankful to have these two little ones look up to me, and just being a part of their lives every day is just magical, dude. Yeah. And a lot of people don't get to experience like being a parent yet, and when they do, let me tell you, it is rewarding. Absolutely rewarding. Just knowing that you're personally raising kids to be the best versions of themselves. That is nothing short of a miracle, man. Just being thankful that you have two little ones. Oh man, dude, waking up every day, I love it. I love being a parent, and it's like the joy I can't explain. Dude, it's awesome, man. Like there are days where it's tough, obviously.
Right.
There's gonna be more tantrums. Oh yeah, there's gonna be more tantrums, more days than others. There's gonna be bad times versus the good times, but the good times always outshine the bad for sure. And for me, it's like just being there in the moment, I think is key for me. Like how I live my life every day is just be in the moment, because you just never know, what can happen. Anything can happen. So it's like you got to live in that moment right there. Appreciate that moment, lock it in and just be like, I'm grateful just for everything, like my kids, my wife, friends, family. Like I got a good job. I got, my kids are healthy. My wife is healthy. Family, friends are all healthy. Friends are doing awesome things. They're achieving all their goals. They're out there hustling hard. And I've never been more proud to say like, yeah, those are my homies. Like for me, I always like, I'm very silent in the background. So like I'll like scroll through Facebook or Instagram and I'll be like, yeah, you guys are fucking killing it. Boom, double tap, like, yeah, share,
yeah,
or comment. I'm like, yo, you guys are killing it, And just seeing that, I was just like, especially looking back at it like 10 years ago, I would have never pictured, all our friends and family doing what they're doing now, And it's awesome to see the growth that everyone is going through, and just, you gotta love the hustle from everybody,
For sure. Yeah, man. I always get a good message from you after my posting my workout videos. Makes me feel good inside, makes me feel good. No, I appreciate that. But yeah, man, I mean, just hearing about your experiences and everything that has shaped you to be the person that you are, I think it's honorable. You never let life get you down. You've always stayed positive, and having those affirmation mornings, I think is huge, and really shifted my perspective about life and how like you only got one to live, and just go after what you do, because I don't take risk, and I think it's given me a lot to think about. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for our connection. I know obviously our friendship is gonna grow stronger just through our journeys, and again, congratulations on all your achievements.
Thank you, sir.
And your family, it's a beautiful family. So
thank you
again for your time coming on. I appreciate you.
Of course.
All right, man. So let's get into song association.
All right.
If you're familiar with this,
I am. I suck at it, but let's go.
So basically, I give you one word. Yep. You give me a song title or lyric. If you want to sing it, I prefer it. But if you don't want to, that's okay.
You didn't tell me it was gonna be karaoke.
That's why these mics are here. Okay, so if I could give you a word, well, that's good. I feel like there's definitely a lot of songs with family in it. So I'm gonna go family.
Family. Ooh.
Or fam. I feel like fam or family. I feel like there's
fam or family. Okay. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I should have known you would have picked that word.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, I should have came prepared. That's okay. Let's see. Family. There's that you know what? I forgot what song it is. It's from one of the Fast and Furious soundtracks.
Yeah, because the whole franchise is about family.
Yeah. Oh, dude, what was it? Dang, I forgot.
Oh, it's Wiz in it.
Was it Kehlani? Is it Kehlani? Like, wake up on my day one, to my head. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember where family is in that song.
Oh, what song is it? Damn it.
Yeah, see if you can look it up right now.
Yeah, look it up right now.
A short story. Well, Peter's searching that up. What's a funny story is that I was actually going to quote Fast and Furious for my high school graduation speech because I was the president. And the English teacher was like, do you really want to be known for that guy that quoted Fast and Furious and having family? And I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. So I took it out.
And you should have put it in.
I should have. Also, quick tangent. I just remember this story, but on ABDC is that me and my cousin actually auditioned for ABDC.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and apparently I don't know how. I feel like this is true because he was in the communications all of it, but we almost made it. But the one that got above us was what's that crew? I don't think it was this season. It's either Eight Flavors. This was like in the later seasons, like with all the girls and stuff like that. Yeah,
Damn,
crazy.
dang.
Yeah. I could have been a dancer for real. Just to let you guys know, I'm not that good anymore.
Don't listen to him.
Did you find it? But we'll figure it out.
I don't even know if they actually use the word family, but I always just assume that every song in the Fast and Furious is about family. I'll just say the entire Fast and Furious franchise.
Okay, done deal. All right, now it's your turn to give me a word.
Oh, let's do appreciation.
Yeah. See, it's these big words that scare me because I don't know if it's actually used. All I could think of actually is DJ Khaled. He's like, "You loyal, you best." I'm pretty sure. Appreciate you. That's the only thing I can think of. Can we technically count all DJ Khaled songs?
Check.
All right, man. So we're gonna get questions from the audience.
Okay.
And there's one question from the whole intermission dance group.
Oh man, the whole group.
The whole group.
Oh, man.
The whole group.
Oh boy.
So you are known as the guy that gives the nicknames, that gives everybody the aliases. So there's Kyle, the guy with the smile, or Kyle with the smile.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Vatana, that's that ass.
Oh my god.
Naleen back.
Yeah. Yep.
Is Justin soaking wet?
Soaking wet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So their question for you is,
Oh god.
what's mine?
What's
nickname?
yours?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
I'll give you my full name.
Okay.
Randy Philivong.
Okay.
So what nickname? What nickname
Ooh.
were you gonna there?
Now, since when was I the nickname guy?
We hung out one night, and after dinner we were just talking about it, and we were dying laughing about how you were giving all these nicknames. There was one that they gave me, and I'm not gonna say it until you give me it, because
Okay.
yours is the one that's gonna be cemented.
Oh boy. Okay.
Not what they gave me.
Ooh, the pressure. Okay. Let's see.
Just pray that it's a good one, and not the one that I'm thinking of.
Oh boy. Okay. I think I may have one.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Randy. I'm gonna fill you up, Philivong.
Yes. Yes. That is so much better than what they gave me.
Oh God, what did they give you?
So thank you. I appreciate you.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
I got you, bro.
You heard that intermission? That's the real name, not the one that I just said.
Randy, I'm gonna fill you up, Philivong.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right, man. Let's get into the big three questions.
All right.
These are three questions that I think could leave a good message with our viewers.
Yes, sir.
So the first question I have for you is, if you could sit down with a younger version of Peter, what words would you say to him, or any advice would you give to him?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think probably the first thing is, you got this. It may seem hard now, but it gets better for sure. Don't stop trying. Don't give up. The future you will thank you for not giving up, for sure.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
My second question for you is, what does becoming the highest version of yourself mean to you, and how are you doing that today?
I think being the highest version of yourself is just going out there, being the best you that you can give, not only to yourself, but to other people as well. You got to show everybody who the real you is, and you don't have to hide behind anything. Like, you don't have to be someone that you're not in front of someone else. Like, you want to go out there and be the genuine you, And to do that, sometimes it means cutting people out. Okay, then that means they're not meant to be in your life. But just go out there, be your genuine self. You'll be so much happier for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, something to comment on that is post grad life. Like, just had a situation where that occurred too. Like, letting go of people. I think that's very letting go for me in a circumstance is already a hard thing in itself because I it's hard for me to let go of thoughts,
Yep.
let go of people, and it was a struggle to get through. But I kind of understand, like, okay, this is where I feel like my life wants to go to,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna trust in that and keep going, and because that's what I want in my authentic self. So,
Yes, sir.
and my last question for you is, if you could connect me with someone to come on this podcast that you think would be great, who would it be and why?
Man. I think Justin. I think, because like I've known Justin for so long too, because he went to school in Drigget as well, so he pretty much grew up with me and my brother, because his sister is the same age as my brother, and then he's younger than my brother, but we're all kind of just like growing up in the same town for a little bit, at least during high school. But I think you'll gain a lot of insight from Justin, because Justin's a great guy. And I've known him for so long, and he's like a little brother to me, so he's my pick.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you again, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you for dropping bombs of knowledge and then just good laughs and good stuff. And I'm glad I got to know you on this, on a deeper level. Hope you got to know a little bit more stuff about me too.
I did, man. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. If any of this episode resonated with you, please like, share, comment, subscribe, clip your favorite moments, and tag at highestversion_. And as always, let's fall in love with the process of getting better every day and becoming the highest version of ourselves. Love you guys.